Today on Morning Drive.
And Hideki Matsuyama goes back-to-back in Phoenix.
Hideki Matsuyama has a chance to win 3 straight Waste Management Phoenix Opens, a feat that only Arnold Palmer himself has accomplished so far. Find out how his game is shaping up ahead of this week and learn what you can take from his action to improve your own performance on the course. And in a field full of stars, ASU's own Jon Rahm might be the most confident of them all. He made his mark on this event as an amateur.
There you go, Jon Rambo, you get that? Jon Rambo.
And his rise in the rankings in the past 12 months has been meteoric. But how does he get it done? Plus, if you are looking to escape the winter cold with a golf trip to somewhere warm, our travel expert will be sharing his ultimate value itinerary for one of the most popular golf destinations in the U.S. Time to get fired up. All that and more is coming your way right now on Morning Drive, Wednesday, January 31st, 2018. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today in studio. AP Morning Drive live on a Wednesday. Lauren Thompson, pleased to be joined by a PGA Tour winner in Robert Dameron, a.k.a. Little Skunk. Now, this is something that you revealed to all of us yesterday. Do you regret it already?
No, not yet. I need attention. I need attention bad. So just, lay it on me. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's fine.
Jon Rahm, known as Rombo, Robert Dameron, who knew? Little Skunk. We got a few details on that and where that came from yesterday on the show. But happening this week, Hideki Matsuyama, not only is he the defending champion at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, he is aiming for 3 straight wins in the event. In 2016, he took down Ricky Fowler after 4 playoff holes. Bit of deja vu last year, defeating Webb Simpson after 4 extra holes. And when looking at the past, there are only a handful of guys who had the chance to make this 3 in a row happen, but the only one to pull it off, it was Arnold Palmer, the king, doing it in 1961, 62, and then again in 63. So Matsuyama yesterday speaking to the media, fully aware of this factor, saying it would be, quote, a dream come true, unbelievable, and it would show the work that he put in and that it's all paying off. But this, something else that's interesting, it's going to kick off the week. So we've got an interesting grouping on our hands, don't we, Robert Dameron? We've got this defending champion. He's got the chance for the three-peat. Then Ricky Fowler, the guy he took down in 2016, and then Webb Simpson. Do you think this is a bit of a sore spot, the fact that they're playing these first 2 rounds together this week?
A little revenge is in order for those two, the guys that he beat in a playoff? Maybe, the rubber snake, the old Trevino thing on the tee, or a whoopee cushion in his bag or something. Honestly, I think it's cool. It's funny. Will it affect any of the 3 of them? No, not at all. Not really. Not in reality. It's something cool to talk about. I like that the tour's kind of set that up. But when the gun goes off Thursday morning, won't mean much.
Okay. All right. So you're speaking honestly with us here. What about this 3-peat opportunity that Hideki Matsuyama has on his hands? Everyone wants to join the king when it comes to golf stats. I think all the tour pros would be nodding their heads at this. But do you think his game is up to the challenge with his recent form?
I would tend to say no. He did play very well Sunday at the Farmers.
Yeah, and tie for 12th. Not bad.
Things are going in the right direction. Now, last year when he won in Phoenix, he was the best player on the planet at that point, having won 4 of his last 8 with 2 second places. But I looked it up. The year before when he won, he was coming off a last place at Hero and a miscut at Farmers. So it leads me to believe that this, not only a special player as Hideki is, that he is at a course that he is super comfortable, obviously. But why is he comfortable? When you get to a course that you just love, you make a lot of money, you don't even know why, you just have good finishes, it's almost always because you read the greens and it's just an innate thing. You don't have to go behind the hole. You just see it and that's what it does. And it's just something that suits your eye. And obviously, TPC Scottsdale suits Hideki's eye.
Yeah, speaks to a lot when you look at those history books and these wins. Both come from behind victories. Both led to 4-hole playoffs. It speaks that he works really well under pressure.
But that's part of being comfortable at a course. If you were playing your home course and won back, you would still like your odds. Now, that's not Hideki's home course.
No, yeah.
But to him, it kind of seems that way. It's just a place that he's almost as comfortable there as he would be playing with his friends at home. So I like his chances coming off playing with Tiger on Sunday and beating Tiger, even though Tiger played a nice round. I like his chances of being on the leaderboard Sunday.
All right, well, it's not just us today leading you through this Wednesday on Morning Drive. We've got one of our go-to instructors standing by, and he's going to be helping all of our games today on the show as we get you over to Travis Fulton. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning. Thank you, LTNLS. I like that. Little Skunk. Good to be back here. Studio 8, Waste Management, Phoenix Open, of course, Hideki Matsuyama, back-to-back championships. This is his kind of golf course. Consider this stat. Since 2014, Hideki Matsuyama hasn't finished outside of 9th when it comes to strokes gained approach to the green. A bit of a second shot golf course there at TPC Scottsdale. And I want to show you a few things that really impresses me, and I think you can learn at home about Hideki Matsuyama's iron play. And here he is at face on. This is his setup position here. Bit of a neutral, maybe slightly weakish left hand. Can see about 1.5 knuckles there on the left hand. I always like Hideki, when you look him at address, his feet nice and wide and his knees are pushed apart. See, so many of you at home, you kind of get those knees pressed in. Get those knees pushed apart a little bit to make your legs and your glutes a little bit more responsive and active during the swing. Now, let's go ahead and take him to the top of the swing. And when you think of Hideki Matsuyama, I use him all the time for the deliberate aspect of his backswing. Very smooth, collective, takes time to accumulate to the top of the swing. So many of you at home, you get quick going back. Your arms and hands will get quick this way, and we'll use Hideki kind of to get everything a little bit more one piece, arms, hands, shoulders, loading up to the top of the swing. And he's a player that'll move off the ball. You'll see his head drift a little bit off the ball. You'll see that pressure trace a little bit more into his right side. He's certainly not hanging centered over to the left. He's moving off the ball and loading up. Now, we're going to split the screen here, and you can see to the top of the swing, Hideki, full turn, shoulders and hips, but yet kind of a conservative arm swing, the shaft hanging there about 3/4. So really a nice makeup to the top of the swing. Now, I want to go just target line for a second. When you look at Hideki, you see that club face there just showing up just to the right of the club shaft. That's a good position for Hideki. His tendency is he'll get that club face hanging a little bit over here. That club face will be very open. He's very much of an open face player at the top. We'll see much more of that club face with more players on tour. So with the face a little bit open, as he swings it down, he's got to work a little bit to get the club face rotated back to impact. So here we go. As he comes down now to the delivery position, that left hand's really working kind of a gradual closing of the face. So check this out here. Here's the club face at the top. This left hand's going to work this way, where those knuckles just kind of slowly turn away down like this. So many of you will take that left hand and you'll get it cupped this way, and that club face will kind of hang open like this. So get that left hand working where those knuckles slowly start to turn down to the ground. He does that beautifully to the delivery position. Now he's ready to go to post impact, and he continues that rotation in the left hand. So here we go, over to post impact. Look at that club face, about 45 degrees to the target line. So this left hand is rotating down, and it just continues to turn down all the way over here to post impact. So club face control is in that left hand, returning that club shaft just a little bit forward at impact, where a lot of you will kind of lose that and kind of square the face, changing the integrity of the shaft. So I like that left hand club face to post impact. And then of course, as he continues on, just this nice soft finish, elbows together, much like they were at the top of the swing. So just great club face control. One of the best iron players on the PGA Tour. It will be on full display again this week as he goes for 3 straight LT in the desert in Arizona.
It's a beautiful swing. Now, glad to be joined by our travel insider, Matt Janella. Great scenery when you're breaking down the swing of Hideki Matsuyama. Great area for golf overall when you're talking about Scottsdale. And yesterday on Morning Drive, you provided us with the ultimate Scottsdale itinerary. If people missed it, can you give us a recap?
Yeah, certainly my ultimate, when people say, oh, I'm going to Scottsdale, what 5 rounds should I play? You know, I suggest TPC Scottsdale Stadium course to build the itinerary around. It's a great experience. Yes, it's pricey, but you do get great condition. You play with the pros, and the service is phenomenal, and you get to play one of the greater finishing stretches on the PGA Tour. Weekapaw, I'm a big fan of. We got to hear from Bill Core yesterday on the designing of that golf course. Core Crenshaw built both. at Talking Stick. Again, I love Talking Stick because of its location. I posted this with the price, 5 rounds at $1,248, peak season weekend rates. A lot of people said, wow, that's way out of my price range. That's too much. So I went back, Ron, including with some of the feedback I got. How about a list for regular golfers who can't pay $200 to $300 per round? Well, for Ron and everybody else, I went back and looked at shoulder season. A lot of times shoulder season, say for Scottsdale, is the month of April. April is when prices start dropping. I went back for those 5 courses that we talked about. In almost every case, there's a companion course. So at Scottsdale, you have the stadium course. Across the street, you have the Champions course. You can play both of those with a lunch and a beer for $375 in April. Weekapaw, you can play not only Sohoro, the Choya course for $290. So you get 36 holes. True North, Monument Pinnacle, $270 to play 36 holes. Talking Stick North-South, $180 to play 36. Quintero to play 36 holes, you get $214. And then I added Papago, which a lot of people like as a value proposition in that area. So now you get 11. So just by going in April, where temperatures are still in the upper 70s and early lower 80s, that's the kind of difference you can get if you're looking to try to get some source of value out of an area where you're almost guaranteed great weather. So 11 rounds for almost the same price as 5 rounds peak season weekend rates.
Timing is everything when you're trying to book these trips. So Matt Janella, another part of your job, aside from getting everybody prepared for a great golf getaway, is to keep us updated on new and upcoming layouts, also some that are evolving. And there's a core Crenshaw layout that you've been keeping us posted on in Scotland. You've got an update on Cool Links?
Yeah, so Mike Kaiser trying to develop with a partner, Todd Warnick, a golf course right next to Royal Dornoch on an incredible piece of property that everyone's bullish about and could be a game changer for that area, not only for the golfers, but economically. And they're waiting on a decision. What was going to be decided on January 22nd on whether or not this was a green light or a red light for this project has been bumped back now to March 6th. They're going to continue to do some environmental studies. Decision now going to be made on March 6th. Team Kaiser remains cautiously optimistic that they will get the go-ahead on developing what will then be a true destination in Scotland and not necessarily people just going to play Royal Dornoch and moving on.
People wanting to stay posted on Morning Drive
keep
when
our
it comes
fingers
to this
crossed.
Creation. Yes,
Yeah.
And Matt, you're going to continue to do just that. We appreciate it. More from you later on the show. Well, still on the way this Wednesday morning, hitting a draw at TPC Scottsdale and really anywhere is a priceless golf talent. But if you've struggled for years to get that golf ball to start just right at the target and then curve back, we've got a special guest coming in that has drawn up, get it, a special lesson that will finally make sense of it all. So stick around for that. Then we're going to get to the 1973 Open champion and legendary golf course architect, Tom Weiskopf. He helped co-design this week's venue and had a hand in quite the redesign for last week's stage in Torrey Pines. So he's going to open up on both when Matty G picks his brain with aspects to have in mind while watching the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Plus, Tiger Woods, his first start of the year in the books, but when looking at the history of this week on the PGA Tour, there are aces and there are also rocky moments, quite literally, that demand another look. So we're going to take you back to 1999, the loose impediment, and why his fans had everything to do with defining it in that way. One of the many ways we're using this game day eve to amp you up for a rowdy week in golf and Super Bowl 52 at this place, US Bank Stadium, and where our own Bailey Mosier had some hang time with some Patriots and Eagles to talk about the gridiron and golf.
Golf-themed celebration move, what would that look like?
I always cheer for Ricky Fowler because we have the same name.
James Devlin just told me that you were the best golfer in the NFL.
That money I gave him beforehand to say that worked.
Best golfer. That's tough.
Tony Romo. I'll have to give that to Aaron Rodgers.
Tom's got to be a good golf player. And Hoyer. Hoyer, I feel like would be a good golf player too.
I don't think anybody's under par.
Right.
I will hope not. If they are, they're in the wrong
They're
profession.
the wrong sport.